Hello. I am so happy and honored to be here. My name is Karen Timms, aka Dr. Karen. And I'm the person who wrote the 25-page essay. I want to say don't worry, I promise I won't take that much of your time today. I want to say thank you to Teresa from the bottom of my heart. You have completely changed my life, and because of you, I believe I can. I want to tell you that I had everything. My life was perfect. In 2001, I married the love of my life and have been married to him for almost 14 years. He's back there, by the way, Craig. Right there in the blue shirt and hat.
Should I tickle him?
Yeah. We've got two beautiful girls at home, ages 4 and 12. And in 2005, I got my doctorate in clinical psychology. I was in a thriving private practice, and I was doing the work that I love to do, which was trauma work. And in the blink of an eye, it seemed like I lost everything. I want to tell you what I lost. I lost my body. I gained 150 pounds in less than a year and a half. I lost my mobility. I became completely bedridden, and my husband had to carry me to the bathroom. And when I did start to walk again, I could only walk with the assistance of a walker and then a cane. I lost so much. I lost my joy. I went from being a very bubbly person to having labile moods. I lost my ability to speak in an intellectual fashion. I had short-term memory loss and other cognitive issues that were very apparent that it impacted my ability to practice. I lost the ability to fight infections. I began having random infections for apparently no reason and had to be hospitalized over and over and over again. I lost, it seemed like I lost everything. I lost the support of many of my friends and family, and I lost the support of many doctors who told me, why don't you just diet and exercise? If you just run on the treadmill a little bit faster, you'll be fine. Put that dinner roll down at dinner and you'll be okay. And I knew that something was wrong. I was sick for well over 5 years before, by chance, I happened to watch an episode of Mystery Diagnosis. And it was a rerun of Mystery Diagnosis, and I figured out what the culprit was. The culprit was a rare life-threatening disease called Cushing's disease. If you have never heard of Cushing's disease, it's because doctors are told in medical school they'll probably never see a case of Cushing's in their medical careers. So it is extremely hard to be diagnosed. The average time of diagnosis is between 6 and 10 years. I've known people to go as long as 20 years before being diagnosed. It is caused by a very small tumor. The pituitary, which is located on the base of the brain. A tumor the size of the end of a pencil caused my body to produce too much of the stress hormone cortisol, and that wreaked havoc on my body. I became so ill that I began having 4 to 7 blackouts a day, and that ultimately led me to losing my career and walking away from private practice. So I fought, and I fought hard, and I fought against any doctor that told me that I wouldn't survive and that I might as well give up. And I ultimately ended up in Seattle, Washington at the Seattle Pituitary Center. And I had brain surgery in 2011, just to turn around a year later and be faced with a recurrence. So ultimately, because I'm almost up to my 25 pages, Ultimately, for medical reasons that I won't get into, it was not a viable solution to have a second brain surgery, and in order to fight Cushing's, I had both of my adrenal glands removed. I essentially traded one disease for another. I am now adrenally insufficient and steroid dependent for the rest of my life. And I want to tell you, even though I was in remission from Cushing's, I was scared to death to work out, and I'll tell you why. Because I went from having way too much cortisol in my body to not having any ability to produce cortisol at all. Cortisol gives you the ability to compensate for stress, any emotional or physical stress or trauma. And if you don't have enough cortisol in your body, it can lead to shock and you can die. And I've been faced with adrenal crisis multiple times. So when I tell you I was scared to work out, I was very afraid to work out. A fellow Cushing survivor named Ashley Rose introduced me to T-Tapp. And I want to say that I think on some subconscious level, I didn't believe that I was deserving of getting better because I just kept turning it away, even though I knew in spirit that this is something that I should try. And I kept pushing it away, but ultimately, I found my way to T-Tapp, and I began T-Tapp this past September. And during a medical visit to Seattle, I saw my friend Ashley Rose, who introduced me to the program in January, and she was amazed by the changes that I had between September and January. She convinced me to join the 60-day challenge, and I did, and I am so happy that I did. But I want to tell you what T-Tapp gave me back, because I told you what I lost. I want to tell you what I got back. During my 60-day challenge, I lost a total of 53 inches over my entire body. I gained my ability to walk again. I did not only am I T-tapping every day and walking, but I just joined an adult hip-hop class. And my daughters are teaching me how to whip and nay-nay. I never thought a year ago that I'd be doing the whip and the nay-nay. And now I am. I went from hemoglobin A1C, which is a diabetes test. My doctor's goal for me was a 7. I went from a 10.4 to a 5.5, so now I'm considered non-diabetic. I have normal blood pressure, cholesterol. I have better cholesterol than my fine and fit husband sitting back there. And my joy is back. My joy is back. My sense of purpose is back. I never went back to private practice since 2011. But I have come to believe that my purpose is still the same, even though the path has changed. So I walk in my purpose today. I've started a nonprofit for the support of other Cushing's patients. I want all Cushing's patients out there to know who are in remission and who are just as scared as I am to work out that you can do T-Tapp. Yes, you can. This process that I can. I'm working on and producing a documentary, which is on my shirt, Battleground Diagnosis, the War to Survive Cushing's Disease. And I just believe without T-Tapp, I would not be walking in my purpose today and doing what God has willed me to do. So I am just so grateful to stand here today, and I say thank you, thank you,